Intraday right now, Google is up 6%. It is at all-time highs, and some people are looking at Google right now and they're going, why is Google so expensive? I don't understand why Google keeps going up. People are trying to short it and they're getting absolutely demolished. People are longing it and still longing it, and why are people doing it? And here is why. So Google has been known as a search engine. They make a lot of money as a search engine. Obviously, they have other aspects. They have hardware. They've got YouTube. They've got a million other products, right? Google's a huge conglomerate. But now what people are really starting to price in is Gemini. And I think Google has been undervalued from the sense of not the market not pricing in Gemini or Gemini's abilities. And if you actually use Gemini or use a bunch of AI software, it's pretty good. A lot of the stuff that I mess around with AI in is Gemini. It's better than ChatGPT in my opinion. It's better than Grok. It's better than basically all the other AIs I've used, tested personally. And Gemini is pretty solid. And I think the market has been sleeping on Gemini for Google. Now, what does this really mean for Google? Well, if we're looking at other companies like OpenAI, for example, and they're at a whatever $1 trillion valuation already, and they're a private company, obviously, but they're evaluated so lofty. Is it insane to think that Google, theoretically by comparison, can add another $1 trillion to their market cap, which would roughly be, at least at this current day, another $100 in price? Is that insane? I would argue no. Mainly due to the fact that people have been ignoring Gemini. Now, is that move starting to get cooked in? Yeah, I would say that that's starting to get baked in quite a bit. But it also doesn't mean I'm looking to short Google by any means, because it's strong and it's been strong. It has been consistently strong and still going to the upside. You're playing with fire here if you're trying to short this, mainly due to the fact that it has a good business that makes a lot of money, and there are other areas that they're looking into is going to make them a lot of money also. What I mean by that is if you compare it to something like Meta, that's been performing not as great, they have something that's called Reality Labs, which makes them zero money, and they spend a lot of money on it, right? Now, can that make them money in the future? I do think so. I think Reality Labs is actually a sleeping catalyst as a bull catalyst for Meta. But comparative to Google, I think people are looking at the real value of Gemini, especially the 3.0 version, seeing what this can do, and seeing all the business possibilities for this, and how many people will integrate Gemini into their personal businesses, into other public companies, right? How pivotal that would be, and how important that would be for a lot of people, and how much money that can bring in Google in general through enterprise deals, through working with small businesses, through even selling ads eventually through their Gemini platform or whatever, right? The possibilities really are endless, theoretically. And because Google's executing so well on it, I think it's still undervalued. It's scary for me to say that. I'm a very conservative kind of guy when it comes to investing, especially when something's up at all-time highs. I'm not like, yeah, it's undervalued. I think it's a stupid thing to say, and I think people who say that are dumb. But I'm saying that a little bit because I think there is more value here. I think it's getting baked in a little bit now. But I think long term, Google's got a lot to go. I don't know if any of you guys saw the anti-gravity, I think it's called? Antimatter, anti-gravity. It's basically a coding platform that Google created on AI. It is also free, which is insane to me. You could go in there, and I'm not a developer. I don't know much about coding, but I've seen people who are developers and are coders that have been using it and singing its praises very highly. And you could basically hire a team of AI agents, theoretically, to have them work on individual tasks to make a new whatever app, website, whatever you want. And it is insane that A, it's free, and B, that it's that good. I've seen people produce awesome things, those that have experience and those that don't, using even that platform. VO's insane. I mean, I think actually, here's what I'm going to bet. I bet Google and Gemini spin off one day. I bet you Gemini will spin off from Google as its own company because it's going to be too big to manage under Google's own umbrella. It's going to have to spin off, I think, one day. And I think that is going to be an amazing company to buy, because if you think about it right now, Gemini's got obviously the LLM, so the large language model. You've got an image generator with Nano Banana, right? You got VO for video creation. You've got a lot of other Google Labs. I play with these all the time. You got Whisk and all these other Google Lab products that they're experimenting in. There's one that can help you write like poems and stuff. Like they got all these other like little doodads that they're trying to perfect, obviously, as they go. And I think that's why Google could be really undervalued here to an extent. I want to be very careful saying that it's up 6% today and it's hype, right? But where people are thinking about shorting and thinking about playing against it, yeah, you can make some money on the short side, especially if you're an intraday trader or whatever. Obviously, I could short it right here at 380, 318.56 and close it here, and I'd make $2. Like, of course. But longer term, like people are thinking that they're like this is way overvalued or anything like that. I strongly disagree, and I think Google with Gemini has a lot more room to go to the upside as they find means of making more money with Gemini. That's where I think is the real value with Google. And like I said, I'm going to put my stake in the ground right now that Google will spin off Gemini sometime in the future, probably pre 2027, because by then I'm assuming Gemini will be at least version 5, and it could basically stand on its own 2 feet, and they'll find a way to monetize it. But it wouldn't shock me to see a spinoff eventually with Google and Gemini. But all in all, I think Google is still theoretically undervalued. Long term as an investment piece, it has been moving hard, but I don't think it's unjustified for the move and for the price that we're seeing right now on Google.